Trevor Harris signed his new deal. He's back with the green and white. Trevor, thanks so much for making some time. I'm sure you're just getting set to do the media loop, and it's busy and all that. It's supposed to be the off season for you, right?
Yeah, you know what though? It's good though. I think it's good news, and so I think it's a good stretch for Rider Nation. An improvement with the team, and I really like the way this team is trending. And shoot, it's good to make sure that we're getting out there and talking to anybody and getting everybody riled up and fired up about next season.
How much does family play into this decision? Because I was reading like your wife thought that you were slinging it better than ever last year.
Yeah, it's really become almost everything to me at this point, because the work that I'm sure you can hear, the young one here.
I love it.
As over the last 12 years, you start playing, you're like, I really want to play like as long as I can. And to me, like the first thing I wanted to be able to stay healthy as much as I could. And, there's a few things that happen that you can't prevent, and those things happen. But really, I just wanted to make sure that physical deterioration wouldn't be a reason why I stopped playing. I wanted it to be, whenever it's not right for my family, or, whenever, it's the love of the game, or the will to prepare kind of goes away, or I feel like I've plateaued and like that's just who I'm going to be. And I still feel like I'm ascending, and I feel like I'm going to play my best football right in front of me. And so, if that's the case, and I feel like we can win a championship, why the heck why wouldn't we do this?
I think a congratulations is in order. Colson's saying you got another number 4 on the way for you guys.
Yeah, we do. I appreciate it. I'm not sure that it was, planned. We're fired up about it. It was a little bit of a shock, but it's one of those things where give it about 24, 48 hours, and then just fired up about it now. So
this is a tough one to ask and for guys to answer. But at this point in your career, where you are and what you just mentioned, is it about the money at this point, or is it about the where you are and the chance to win?
It's a good question, because I think a lot of times people, they say like, it's not about the money. It's not, it is a little bit about money for professional football players. We get paid to do this. And a lot of times, when you're starting to play and you start to see statistics accruing and things it's like, man, this is really cool. I'm throwing for this touchdown. Like, it's truly about relationships for me at this point. Like, it's not about money. It's not about accruing stats. I honestly could not care. I think stats are for losers. I think that I want to be making sure that I'm putting my team in the best position I possibly can to win football games. And whatever it takes to win a football game, if it's throwing for 120 yards, great. If I need to throw for 550, great. I'll do whatever it takes to win. But more than anything, it's about relationships in the locker room, and those building together are a great building block for great teams. And that's the base of what you can build in terms of getting championships won. And to me, that's where I'm at this point. Is I love the relationships. I can't wait to get back and argue with Sam Emilus that Michael Jordan is greater than LeBron James, and like those sorts of things. I like
that's true.
I love the relationship portion of football, and it's just there's nothing like it. I honestly do love my guys, and that's really what it's become about for me.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm with you. If you need any backup on that one, I'm with you. I got stats and I got points you can make that really puts it over the top.
Stats are for losers. We just covered that.
That's right. Okay.
You can't
reference
points, man. You can't get through to them. I've told them everything in the book. There's been 4 people ever to, I think it's like scoring title, MVP, first team all defense, NBA championship, and finals MVP. There's been 4 people to ever do it. Their names are Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan. But they're like, nah, man, he scored more points. It's like he still doesn't have more 30-point games than MJ, and he's played twice as long. Like, what are we talking about? So I've given him all these points. You can't help Sam. You're never gonna get through to him.
The rebuttal I always hear though is what did he do before Scottie Pippen?
Okay, but how many top 75 NBA players have they had as teammates?
I think it's MJ. I think it's MJ.
But listen, I don't want this to be misconstrued. LeBron James is unbelievable. He's the second best basketball player ever. Like, he's unbelievable. I think people get too caught up in like, okay, since you say he's not the GOAT, you think he's terrible. He's unbelievable. He's absolutely incredible. He's just, I don't think he's MJ.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to win an argument that says LeBron is a terrible basketball player. But yes, I think it's a little recency bias too, that we throw that out every once in a while too, that people talk about LeBron instead of Michael. But anyway, I think we all know where we stand on that one. It's Michael Jordan. But speaking of LeBron James, he's played very well, Trevor, very well, and for a very long time. In great condition every year. He wants to play every game this year, he says. I don't know if that's going to be the wise thing or if that's going to happen or not, but he says he wants to try to play in every game this year. You're up there in your second half of your career, your latter part of your career, but you're always talked about in the same breath, and that you're always in great shape. Conditioning is a big thing for you. Just your thoughts maybe on the last few years on how that probably has to take, if it hasn't already, maybe a higher priority as you continue to move forward in years on this earth and years in professional football.
Yeah, it's absolutely pivotal. And I have pillars, I have 5 pillars, a couple of them are sleep and hydration. If you're not getting 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep, then you're behind the 8 ball no matter what you do. If you're not properly hydrated, you're behind the 8 ball no matter what you do. And then I have a couple of things, nutrition and mobility. Those things are important. And to me, the most important thing I can provide for my team next year is to be under center all 18 games, playing all of them. And to me, that's what it's about, is making sure that I'm available for all 18. And, obviously 23, I had an unfortunate situation where, a guy fell onto my knee with my legs planted and my leg shattered. It's really unfortunate. And then this last year, I just got it fallen on. And so frustrating things, but at the same time that I know that I can be better in terms of, getting more mobile, getting more, pliable in terms of the things that I've trying to work on. But LeBron James, Tom Brady, those sorts of guys are inspirations for us older guys in the profession, making sure that we're doing all that we can in terms of nutritional, in terms of emotional intelligence, in terms of, keeping physical stress off of our plates, and really doing everything that we can to make sure that we don't deteriorate physically. Because as soon as I start going downhill, I don't want that to be a case, in terms of when I'm done. I want to be, a tier 1 quarterback and being able to put my team in a position to win championships. And if I can't do that, then daggone it, I don't want to put on the green and white, because they deserve more than that. But as I look back on this season, I think that I can still be that for quite a while, and I think we can win a championship. And so let's go get this thing done,
People are curious about this, me included. What does the offseason look like for you, Trevor? Like, we're into December here. So are you talk about Tom Brady. I remember, like the kale milkshakes and just weird things that he would do. But like, is it like you don't throw, you're kind of worrying about, this at this point, and then how does that progress as you get ready for May?
Yeah, I'm still working on a couple of those things in terms of restoring full range of motion in my knee. The knee that I hurt this year wasn't fully healthy this year. And for me, I'm getting that kind of cleaned up, getting those sorts of things back to ground zero. But I start throwing here pretty quick. I start throwing here in December. And I used to kind of try and take until about mid-January. And as I kind of went into camp, I started not really liking how my arm felt. I didn't really like how my accuracy felt, a couple years in a row. And so I went back to throwing pretty much year round. And I try and throw with more of my core and glutes and instead of just your arm, and I started working with Rob Williams. I think the guy, his name's QB Motion on Instagram. He does a tremendous job, and he helps me from afar. We do Zoom sessions or FaceTime sessions. And so, just trying to learn more to throw with your core and glutes as opposed to, with your arm only. And just the more you learn, the better you can be, and the more you arm yourself with more, things to get better at. And I just honestly, like, the success that we had this year is our team and our coaches. I absolutely loved playing for Mark Mueller, and I think he's just an absolute ascending star, and couldn't be more happy to kind of just have the same coordinator for the first time since 2018. And so I'm just really happy and lucky that we have the ability to build on that. Oh, I just saw that. Did you guys see me lay out Cam Judge there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that too. If you're watching the stream, you're watching some of the highlights.
So close, I almost knocked him on his back.
Go ahead, Vince.
I was just going to say, so talk a little bit more about, you said we start throwing in December. So what does that look like? Is that as the sun sets? Are you throwing footballs through a tire hanging from a rope on a tree? Are you working out at an indoor facility with great receivers? Like, what does it look like for you?
Indoor facility. I hate to say it, but for the first at least few times I throw, I'm a little bit of a fair weather fan in terms of making sure the weather's right. So I go indoors, and I know you guys probably remember Kenny Stafford. He trains receivers out of a gym here in Columbus, Ohio, and him and I work with some quarterbacks there. And so I usually just go there early, and I work on myself throwing a little bit, and then work with some of the kids around here. So,
2 quick ones before we let you go. Trey Ford signs in Edmonton. VA's in Calgary. I know there's a quarterback fraternity they talk about a lot. Would you have talked to those guys at all in the last couple of weeks?
I haven't talked to Trey. I talked to VA. I'd say a couple times a month. Great guy, great friend of mine, and I talked to him a little bit after we beat him in the West semifinal, just kind of check in on him, see how he's doing, and after he signed his deal and or got traded to Calgary, I made sure to check in with him, see how he's doing. But we check in every now and then. I haven't talked to Trey though.
Okay, I lied. Now 2 quick. This is a quick one. You talked about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Who's the GOAT when it comes to quarterbacks?
Greatest of all times, Tom Brady. Now, highest ceiling, or who's played the position at the highest level, that's a different one. But in terms of who's the greatest of all time, it has to be Brady.
Okay, yeah, I agree. And lastly, we're doing Christmas song bracket. What's the Christmas song at the Harris household? That's when it comes played a lot around the holiday season.
Kaylee, I have to ask my wife.
We're gonna go.
Let's go.
Phone a friend for this one.
What's
joy
that?
to the world. I'd say joy to the world.
All right. Hey, well, you keep on progressing. Like we said, congratulations. We can't wait, obviously, to get you back in the fold here. And before we know it, it's going to be May.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys having me on. Shout out to Rider Nation for bringing it this year. Next year, raise the expectations. It's going to be a great one next year. So make sure you get out there. Can't wait to see everybody again.
Right on. Thanks so much, Trevor.
Thanks guys.
Trevor.